The subject of the month for me is the menopause, and it's all about of the year. It's all about wanting to empower women, help some men because they've contacted me too. So today I'm lucky enough to be here with two of my besties. I've got Holly and Inga, and we're going to talk about the menopause, share some of our experiences to hopefully help you along with it too. So, good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Sophie.
Thank you for coming and joining and
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And being brave enough, to be honest, to talk out loud about it.
Because someone's got to.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Because after I did my vlogs for Facebook, and this is why I'm doing this whole thing, now, is because it went down really well because people are obviously feel isolated. They don't share the menopause. And interestingly, somebody who works at Lorraine contacted me and asked me if I could get women to speak to camera about their menopause and the issues they have, and no one wanted to do it. So I had loads of people answering my messages, saying you're brilliant, you're helping, thank you so much. And then when I put it out there, and I thought women would flood in to speak openly about it and get help, they didn't.
Right.
Because there's obviously shame around it. And I can't bear that actually, because
I'm a bit surprised.
Because it's something we all have to go through if you're a woman.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know, do you think there's a stigma around you owning up to the fact you are a certain age?
Definitely. I think, we were talking about this before we went on camera, that I think, for me, my experience of the menopause is that there is this kind of stigma attached to the fact that once you've hit that stage in your life, somehow you're not sexy anymore as a woman. Somehow you're sort of old and you're dried up and you can't have kids anymore. Thank fuck. I love my kids, but done that. There seems to be a stigma where it's just not okay to admit it, talk about it, and yet 50% of the population in the world
are going to go
through it and are going through it.
It's really, I hear you, but it's weird because when I look at people, so Inga, I wanted to get this in, thank you, because a few years even before I'd felt any menopausal
mind you, you have to remember that I'm ahead of you guys a bit, so therefore
looking good.
But that's great for you,
that's what I mean. So we're in different places.
I'm in the middle, and I'm kind of at the other end.
But you came to me and you said, by the way, Soph, down the line, if you're feeling like you're not coping or you're feeling a bit shit about life, it's the menopause because they suck. Yeah. And I remember you saying that to me and me going, what's she doing?
Yeah. And then, it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah, and then it hit me like a truck. Yeah. The feeling wobbly and a bit tearful and just not knowing whether I was reacting correctly to stuff, because I would think, why am I reacting like that?
I know.
And I suddenly went, Inga told me, I must be here. But then I reached out and I spoke to a girl on the seafront, Emma, and she said to me, she was wearing big sunglasses, and I said, God, I'm finding this a bit of a roast. And she said, why do you think I've got sunglasses on? Because I cry on my dog walk. And she went, and then I turned around to my husband, who works away, and said, and you're annoying me, and I don't know why. And then she said,
he's not even here.
He's not even here.
Hilarious.
She said, I'm even thinking of divorcing him and he's done nothing wrong. And we were having a giggle, and then she told me about a night which was, did someone say menopause, which is two nurses. And one of them I'm going to be talking to in another YouTube post. Amazing NHS nurses that specialise in the menopause. So I went to one of their evenings and I was in a room of women of around the same age, all going through the same thing. And all I could see basically was incredibly strong, intelligent, to me sexy, beautiful women. And
well, again, like we were saying earlier, the irony of my experience of my girlfriends around the similar ages, that they've never been more interesting and they've never been more sexy and they've never been more, the wisdom of these women is extraordinary. You know, this is I think the prime of our lives, really.
Yeah.
Big
you
time.
know, it's not in your 30s
when the kids are grown up.
Exactly.
And you suddenly have the time and the energy and everything.
And the self-confidence and the sort of ease of self. You're sort of, we're landing
Knowing who we are, knowing who we are.
I think that one of the things, when I said that to you, is one of the things that I think is important is in taking away, to a certain extent, as an introduction, what the symptoms are.
Yes.
If you feel like that, or if you feel, because we all feel so different.
Yes.
Well, let's
let's go through. So this is when I did somebody say menopause evening, and they've also got a Facebook page. You can message them. They will help you. They've got answers. So deep breath. This is the list.
This
girls.
could take time.
And then be patient.
So individual. So individual.
Yeah. Hot flushing, cold flashes, night sweats, clammy feeling, heart palpitations, irritability, mood swings, trouble sleeping, irregular periods, low sex drive, dry vagina, fatigue, anxiety, depression, lack of focus, poor concentration, faulty memory, incontinence, itchy crawly skin, achy joints and muscles, tense muscles, sore breasts, headaches, digestive issues, bloating, allergies worsen, weight gain, hair loss, thinning, more facial hair, dizziness, hang in there, we can get through this, girls, vertigo, changed body odour, electric shock feelings, tingling extremities, bleeding gums, burning tongue or the roof of the mouth, chronic bad breath, osteoporosis, weakened fingernails, ringing ears, it's like tinnitus, and I've added these two, very heavy bleeding, and spots. I've added that because I never had spots before, I'm getting spots. So this is...
And I'm sure there are others. I'm sure there are other women.
Well, that's just the top 40.
Exactly. Well, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, it says you're not going crazy. It's menopause. Top 40 perimenopausal symptoms.
Yes. But this is why it's hard, and that I think is why people feel it. They
it's
kind of
easy.
You have sort of a vision. You have sort of an idea of what it's going to be like, and if it doesn't fit, and that's what I felt was that the way I felt did not. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for the men.
Do you have a vision?
Did you feel?
Do you have a vision of what it's going to be like? Because I think it's talked about so little.
Well, but
I had no idea.
You expect the box standard, the lack of period, and the hot flashes.
Exactly.
That's it.
So that is what you expect because that's what menopause is
and that
all
would
about.
have been easy.
So what did you get? Let's talk waking
up in the morning and being sort of like everything was dark, and it was just I was never severely depressed, but I was down, and it was just like constant. Irritated and annoyed all the time. You know, my husband, it was just like...
If you breathed,
Plus an absolutely uncontrollable anger. I would stand in the shower and I would realise that I'd probably been in there for 15 minutes having the most insane, angry conversations
in your head
with random people.
Sure.
You know, that... Yeah, absolutely. And in the end, I remember one time when I thought, do you know what? I just want to crack my head open on the wall so it can just pour all this
everything
out of my head.
Wow.
Because I can't take this anymore.
Right.
It's just, and I had no
idea.
I had no relationship or sort of idea that had to do with menopause. No idea. And in the end, I was just sitting there thinking, this is age. So we're changing personality maybe when we get older. So maybe that is what's happening to me, that I'm just getting older and this is how I'm going to be.
How old were you, Inga?
So it started early 40s, and that was also why when I went to the doctor, he just said,
it can't be that.
Have you got your periods and have you got hot flushes? And I said no, and he was just like,
well,
goodbye.
Then you're fine,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so it's obviously not that.
So basically, it can be all those things. So you know what I mean? Because actually, you're right. If your periods are still the same, how are you to know?
Well, I think that is why it's essential, this thing that you said, which I told you.
Yeah.
If you feel that you are suddenly, things are completely changed.
All a bit wrong for you.
And there is no reason. As it was for me, I had a lovely girl, I had, a very good husband, my life was fine. There was no reason. I don't have any trauma that was sort of catching up. It was no reason.
There was no drama. Nothing.
No reason why I should suddenly go from being sort of a like
happy-go-lucky
exactly to to the state I was in. And I think that is why when the bell should ring for people is that when you don't recognize yourself anymore.
Yeah. Or you're
whether it's
struggling,
physical
it's difficult,
or mental or whatever sort of thing it is, hang on a minute.
Yeah, take stock.
But I also think it's really, really important for people to hear that it can happen as early as your 40s.
Oh God, yeah.
Sometimes in your late 30s. And I also think, in my experience of going around and seeing experts, that there aren't really any, actually. I mean, you're lucky you've met these amazing women, but I also don't think that the general kind of medical world, I don't think that people are experienced. They're not being told what to look out for. I mean, I, for example, just quickly as a side note, have just been and had probably £2,000 worth of chest x-rays and heart monitors, and I've been in hospital because I'm having palpitations. Now that list is the first time I've heard that palpitations are a sign of menopause. Now, if I'd gone to a doctor in the first place and I'd said I'm having really bad palpitations, and if they had been sort of taught that that is a part of the menopause which happens to women of my age, maybe they could have gone down a different road first, rather than maybe wasting £2,000 worth of the NHS money.
I mean, it's
to find that my heart is absolutely fine and I'm just menopausal.
Yeah.
I haven't met anybody yet, and I have in the last 4 to 6 months spoken to a lot of people that have been to see their doctor and their doctor's got it.
No.
You know, it's
that's what I mean.
I mean, Elizabeth, who
there's not training, there's not enough.
Who's coming later?
It's even hard for the doctors because we are so individual, and that's why I think that we are the experts. So we are the ones that has to put up.
But that is why we're talking now, because I think the more people talk, and there has been a television program on it recently, wasn't there? I did, but I didn't learn anything new that I'd known because there's more to say. But people are talking, and the more we talk, and the more we say, listen, this happens. And to some people, and another reason that I'm here doing it is I believe a friend of mine took her life because of it. And I don't think it was the only thing that was going on for her, but I think
definitely
she had exacerbated it.
Oh, it's been divorces, it's been,
to some people,
not to mention why we drink a lot.
Yeah,
but I mean, when you talk about women, all the things that we do as crutches to get through this, because we don't.
But I also feel that unfortunately the timing of it can be incredibly hard. I mean, our parents are getting older, elderly, and we lose them.
Well, my daughter is going through puberty,
and that's what I'm saying.
At the same time, I'm going through menopause.
So children have got puberty, and your parents are getting older. And then on top of that, you've got raging hormones or hormones that are dying away. One or the other makes you feel pretty rotten. So, but I think in a way, what we're doing is the more we speak about it, the more doctors are going to have to find some bit more answers, so it's clearer.
Yeah.
Or not such a shock.